I'm going to bring our guest today. His name is Mr. Cham Tang. He is the head of marketing and the co-founder of Authentic Education in Sydney. Cham can show us how to earn 500% return on every dollar you spend in marketing. That's phenomenal. Cham has been in self-development and in business environment for more than 15 years. He worked alongside with Anthony Robbins, John DeMartini, and many other professionals worldwide and in Australia. And I owe my marketing, my business growth to his training, which I got it through his program, which is called Marketing Your Message. Hi, Cham. Thanks very much for being with us today. I consider myself being lucky to come to know about authentic education and knowing yourself, as without your training and your help, my business wouldn't have been to this place where I am now today. So, and for that, I can't thank you enough.
I'm glad to be here and help.
Thank you. If it's okay, I'm going to ask you some questions, so then everybody and my audience will have a benefit of having you online. And the first question for today is, were you always good at marketing, Cham? Or is it some skills that you had to learn for yourself?
Marketing is definitely not something I always had in me. When I started Authentic Education in 2009, I didn't know anything at all about marketing, so I had to learn it from scratch. So I'd like to say that marketing, like a lot of things in business, it's a skill, and those skills can be 100% learned. It's not a natural gift or a talent, and it's not something natural that people would come out of the womb knowing how to do or anything. You have to learn it.
Oh. Thanks, Cham. That was very good, because that's truly a perception for so many people, even myself, that I used to think that I don't have the skills and I don't have the talent, to be a marketer. So now you really made us clear that everybody can become a good marketer.
Good news about everybody being able to learn it. Marketing is just another form of communication. So I find the hardest part about marketing is looking at the message you're going to portray to other people. And then the other part that sometimes is a little bit tricky is, keeping up with the technology, like the Facebook ads, the social media, the Google, the email. That's the other tricky part about it. But once again, all of those technology parts are just skills. Those skills can be learned. I always like to say to people that I'm not good with computers and technology just because I was born Chinese. Like, just because I'm Asian doesn't mean I know it automatically. We all have to learn, one stroke at a time, how to do things.
It's clear that everybody can become a good marketer. So now, what are the key elements in marketing?
The key elements in marketing, I find that a lot of people are trying to copy what other the marketers or other business owners are doing. They don't really have a goal or an understanding of the purpose of marketing. So I say the purpose of marketing is to build a relationship. So the same way you build a relationship with anyone in the outside world, but like a life partner or something like that, it's one step at a time. So when it comes to building a relationship, I like to use what I call the MAP system. So it's a 3-step system. The M stands for meet your ideal client. So you want to meet your ideal client on marketing methods like Facebook ads or live events, email marketing. Then the A stands for ask for their time. This is where I start to differ from a lot of other marketers. I don't really ask for people's details. I don't ask for their money straight away. I don't ask for commitment. I ask for their time. So how much time do I usually ask for? I always say it depends on how long it takes to go from cold to sold. So let's say you've got a financial planner. And in order for someone to make a decision to take on your financial planning services, it could take 45 minutes. If that's the case, don't ask for their details with an ebook. An ebook is kind of pointless because after the ebook, they don't have time to really do anything. No one's really reading these ebooks. Don't ask for the money straight away because that scares people off. That would be like approaching a girl and asking her to get married straight away. So we want to ask for their time. So ask for 45 minutes of their time. And the only way someone will give you 45 minutes of their time is if you're giving value. So you offer a free strategy session, a free health check, a free audit, a free assessment, a review, an information evening, something like that. So the A stands for ask for their time, and then the P stands for present your offer. This is where you give a lot of value. I would say it's about 95% value and then 5%. If you love that, here is what I recommend you do next. So the marketing map: meet ideal clients, ask for their time, and then present your offer.
Well, there are many methods in marketing these days. So in your opinion, what is the best way to do marketing in terms of return, feasibility, and budget, obviously?
Okay, so there are a lot of different methods. Some of them are free, some of them are fast, etc. I recommend 7 all up. The first major one that people are most interested in is usually Facebook ads, Facebook and Instagram ads, since Facebook owns Instagram. The second one would be social media. So doing free things on social media, like creating a Facebook page, Instagram TV, Facebook Lives, a Facebook group, posting on different things, whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, email, Pinterest, Twitter. So not email, LinkedIn, Twitter. Then the third one that a lot of people are interested in would be email marketing. So sending out emails and SMSs to your existing list. The fourth one would be SEO, also known as search engine optimization, which is creating content to get to the top of Google. The fifth one would be content marketing. Content marketing is where you produce pieces of content like blog posts, articles, infographics, checklists, so that you can start to build a relationship with people 24/7 around the internet. Then the sixth one would all be about joint venture partnerships. So finding complementary but non-competitive businesses that you can partner with. So if someone was a financial planner, you would ask yourself a question like, where do people go before they actually see me? Like, what else do they type into Google? They might be typing in accountant or mortgage broker or wealth coach. So then you go and approach those people, and then you set up a joint venture partnership. And then the other one that's just, I guess, kind of underrated would be all about live presentations and events. I find this is the secret weapon, because the goal of marketing is to build a relationship, and nothing builds a relationship better than seeing someone face to face. So I use the example of Steve Jobs. Every time he ever released a product like an iPod or iMac, he did it using a live presentation. The reason that is because live presentations is that sweet spot between massive trust and massive leverage. You can have 100 people's undivided attention and trust by doing a presentation in front of 100 people, but nothing else will give that to you. Like emails and ebooks and webinars, they don't build trust and gain attention as much as live presentations. So yeah, that would be the last, and I believe our secret weapon.
Great, thanks for your tips. So what are your top 3 advices on marketing on budget?
Okay. The first advice I'd give to people is you want to make sure that before you increase your budget, it doesn't matter if you're spending $1, 1 hour, $1,000, 1,000 hours. You want to make sure that you know that you can get a return. So it's not so much about how much money or how many people you're talking to, but more the percentage. What's your conversion rate? So as an example, if I hold a live presentation and I know that for every 10 people that are in the room, 1 person is going to purchase, and that is a good return on investment for me, then that's good enough. Now, if I go to Facebook ads and I scale, and I have if I spend $10,000 on Facebook ads, well, then it's totally fine. So my first piece of advice is, it's not about the volume, it's not about the quantity, it's about the ratio, your conversion percentage. You want to increase your conversion percentage, and once you're you know your numbers, and you know that, let's say, for every 10 strategy sessions you have, 2 people are going to purchase, and you're happy with those percentages and you can make money from them, then you can scale. Then you know how much money you can spend on Facebook ads. So that'd be the first thing. The second thing is not to go for the sale too quickly. Always think about building a relationship. It doesn't mean it takes 6 months or 6 years, and I'm not that type of person that says you need 27 touch points, but you at least need to have the first date. So in that system I gave you, meet ideal clients, ask for their time. So I'm not asking for their money straight away. I'm asking for a first date, which is time. Then on the third step, this is when I could ask for the money. So the third tip I'd give people is just a bit of persistence. I find that people try things and it doesn't work, and they think, oh, I've done 2 events that they don't work. I spent $100 on Facebook ads and that didn't work. When you first start off in business, and marketing is no different, you have like a shotgun approach. You got to try different products, different angles, different pitches, different marketing methods, and then you might try 10 different things, and then 2 of them work. and then you focus more and more and get those two to work even better. So yeah, that would be my third tip, that you take some testing before you figure out what works, and then you can just focus on those. Yeah.
Well, as you know, Cham, this program is all about marketing in terms of wealth creation. What are your tips, and what do you think is the difference or relationship between marketing and wealth?
It's massive. If we look at the ways that you can build wealth, especially passive income, there's really only three asset classes. Number one would be shares, number two would be property, and number three would be business. But if we have a look at the world's wealthiest people, I would say 99% of them did it through business. It's very hard to make $1 billion by investing in shares and then compounding the growth, or, getting your $100,000 and then putting it into a property, waiting 5 years, drawing the equity out. No one got to $1 billion by compounding their properties or compounding their shares. They all did it through business. Now, I'm not saying you want to be a billionaire, but if you even want to make multiple, like millions of dollars, just learn from the people who created wealth really quickly. As an example, if you take Mark Zuckerberg, yes, he's an extreme example, but he went from scratch, no money, being in his dormitory at college, to the youngest billionaire ever with, I think his net worth is like $40 billion in the space of about 12 years. There's no property investment scheme that can go from scratch to $40 billion in 12 years. So even if you want a fraction of that, like even from scratch to $5 million in 5 years, it's all possible with business. And when it comes to business, the most important thing is attracting clients. That's the success of most businesses is due to attracting clients. And the number one way to attract clients is through marketing. So I don't know any other asset class where I can spend $1,000 on something like Facebook ads, and then within 3 months, I make $5,000. So I can turn my 1,000 into 5,000 in 3 months through something like Facebook ads. Because if I put my $1,000 into the share market, at the end of the year, I'd be lucky to have $1,200, which is a $200 profit, versus in the example I gave you, it's like a $4,000 profit in like a month or two. If you annualize that and reinvest it, that could be you can turn $1,000 into $20,000 if you have a profitable business. That's the catch, if you have a profitable business.
Talking about your amazing program, Marketing Your Message, obviously I've done that course and I've got the benefit. Could you please share with our audience what they can expect from this training?
Once a year, I come out behind the keyboard and I do a tour of Australia and New Zealand for this one-day event, which happens to be free, called Marketing Your Message. I share with people the 4 keys they need to create a successful business through marketing. I also go through and do demonstrations live on stage. Like I place a Facebook ad live on stage, I record a video, I answer all people's questions so they can see actually how it works, because I do the marketing myself. Unlike a lot of other marketers, I don't just talk theory. I like to do things live in front of people. If you want to learn more about that, just Google Marketing Your Message, it'll come up. But for people listening, instead of waiting for like a whole year, there's a special link that I'll create just for your listeners, and that'll be authentic.com.au / I can make up any link. Let's say it's /Helia, HELIA. So authentic.com.au /Helia. And then you'll see the webinar. I've got to cut down 45 minutes. It's roughly a 45 to 60 minute webinar, which is a very, very condensed version of it so that you don't really have to wait. There's nothing to sell or anything in this webinar. So yeah, just go to authentic.com.au /Helia, HELIA, and I'll create a special link for your listeners.
That's great. That was very generous of you, Cham, to offer this. Well, if a couple of years ago somebody would have told me that one day I'm going to have, in 2 years' time, I'm going to have my own YouTube channel, I would have laughed at them because I didn't have the confidence and I didn't know how to do it. But as you know, we don't need to know everything. That's why they say once the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And thanks for your advice, Cham. Really appreciate your time.
Welcome.
One last question, Cham. What do you want to be remembered as a business person? Because obviously we all are beyond having a business. We want to be remembered, and we want to have a legacy in this world. So what is your legacy?
I started this journey and this company because we wanted to do something we loved. I always loved personal development. I was the type of guy who I'd read those books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Tony Robbins books, etc. And I always wanted to maximize my life, do everything I could possibly do with the one lifetime we have. And that includes not only just improving your mindset, but creating a business that you're passionate about, creating abundance, financial freedom, to have that good life, which isn't just about money, isn't just about happiness, but having it all, really. So I am on a mission to help our students do the exact same thing, to create a successful business, to have the freedom, the abundance, the wealth that they deserve, at the same time as, travel the world, great relationships and all those things. So what I would like to be remembered for is for someone who wasn't just a marketer, wasn't just a business person, but just a very good human being that helped other people, that figured some stuff out and some systems about how to create money, how to create happiness, how to create more time, and educating other people on how to do the exact same thing. So I know today you've called me a guru and all those things, which is quite nice to hear. But I really just see myself as someone who is a constant learner. So I like to learn things and I like to share those things with other people. So we called ourselves Authentic Education because we was kind of fed up with a lot of the hype and the BS out there. So we just wanted to teach really what works. If you peek behind the curtains at someone's business or someone's life, let's only teach what has worked for others and what has worked for us. So I hope that answers your question.
That's why they say once the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And thanks for your advice, Cham. Really appreciate your time.
Welcome. Thank you.